gonna work. There's just gonna be too much, and I'm doing like caramba. So sorry for the first few seconds of this. Okay, that's better. All right, hello and welcome back to WTF Pop Culture with Fina. And has Fina been going through it? Hold on. Yes, I've been going through it. Is if you've been following the YouTube channel, and I believe I said it briefly on the last episode when we were talking about Scandival, and oh my god, there is so much more to that. And I'm even going to talk about how a Scandival moment got me on April Fool's. It was real cute. Not. But, anyway, so I went through a miscarriage basically a month ago today, on the 6th. And it was strange. I'm not going to go too deep into it, and I'm sorry for the trigger warning on that. I should have said that before I even said the M word. But hey, I'm going to be authentic. That's going to be one thing about this channel and podcast, that I will be 100% authentic with you. When I'm going through the emotions in like private life and stuff like that, and if I could talk about a moment like this, if I could talk about it, I will. But I'm not going to fake happiness. I will not fake happiness. It's not part of who I am, and I don't know how to do it anyway. So this is me being authentically real on this podcast, because lately it's been okay. Like I said, I went through it physically. Okay, I'm not going to go into the details. I come home when it first started, I cried a little bit, but then I have to admit, because of the boys being here, keeping me distracted and keeping me like busy and moving, it's kind of hard to really focus and like overanalyze and be real emotional about it. So I haven't really been that emotional. I've been overwhelmed, though. I've been tired. I've been like physically but all is well. It's been, like I said, 4 weeks. So my body, just like freaking clockwork, has already started its cycle. And holy moly, I don't want to get graphic, but it's not like what it used to be, and I'm not used to that. So holy schmoly. That is all I'm going to say. But when I am recording this is April 6th. So we're about to have Easter, April 6th, 2023. Easter is this Sunday. It is in 6 days. And I don't know if it was like just my brain being kind of scatterbrained from the miscarriage, or if I don't know. I've been feeling very like dissociated. I don't. Is that a word? Yeah. I've been present enough for the boys, but I've been like, I don't know. It's weird. And if you've gone through it and you understand that weird, like you're just pushing through. You're just pushing through life. That's how I feel like I'm doing right now, like physically, emotionally, soul-wise, even. I'm just pushing through right now. And I know that by the end of all of like the healing, I'm going to be like badass. I know that. But this is me being authentic. This is me being real in the moment of all the emotions, the first month of this. Maybe in April, it's going to be completely different. All right? Like, I've given myself a break. I am so sorry about the blinds, y'all. When you hear it on the audio, I'm so sorry. But I guess it's windy. So, but anyway, like I've just been trying to find balance. Is there a way that I could stop this without making too much noise? Maybe. Oh, I think so. I might have too much light on me. Oh no, we still have good light on YouTube. Okay, I kind of know. Yay. Okay, now YouTube sees the back. That's fine. That's cute. It's okay. That's me being authentic, y'all. No. Or maybe this part. So sorry. So sorry. But I record these live. I record these live because let's face it, everything is just chaotic right now. And to think about editing, I almost did that to this. I almost pulled out my Canon SLR and figured out how I was going to do everything. And that is freaking psycho with these boys alone. Because, hello, like I said, Easter is this Sunday in 6 days. What does that mean? This whole week is spring break. What happened to me? I thought I had like another week or so. I didn't think it was the first week of freaking April. Like, what the hell? Oh, so that's where I'm at. I'm like, holy schmoly. Because I had this whole plan for YouTube this following week. I'm like, okay, if he has break next week or in 2 weeks, this whole week I'll plan, kind of get my content, get my research, and then I'll film and I'll edit, and that will be just gravy. And maybe that would be the groove. And then we pick him up on Friday, and we realize, oh crap, he is on vacation now. No, it wasn't even Friday, because Friday he was off for Cesar Chavez. So yeah, there's that. Like hot mess mom right now. That's been like the mind fuck. Okay, there, I said it. The mind fuck, the brain fuck, whatever it is what it is. I am working through it, and I'm pushing through it. And I almost didn't do this episode, and I'm glad I did. Because why? If I didn't do it, I was going to keep pushing it off. And I told myself this weekend, okay, I have already kind of screwed up the last 3 months of kind of content idea I already had, and I wasn't following through, and I have to admit, I was getting mad at myself. So what did I do? I'm like, oh, I'm going to change this. Okay. And so I looked at my calendar, how I posted everything. And the first thing that I see for April 3rd is Fyre Festival. Okay. All right. I'm going to watch the documentary this weekend. I see this on Friday, I believe. If not Saturday. Most likely Saturday, because it was the first. So I see that. I'm like, okay, that's what I'm going to do while the boys are chilling. I don't have to be cleaning. I don't have to do like other mom stuff, and they can watch the TV and play and be themselves, and I'll be on my computer and I'll do research. I did research, guys, yesterday. Yes. Yeah, yesterday I started it, and even today, 12 notes. Am I going to give you all 12 pages of that? No. I will get to what made me decide that. And if you saw my Instagram story, I'm telling, and if you have not been following, if you haven't followed me on social media, go ahead and look at the caption in the video and also on the podcast, and you will see my handles on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, as well as YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed to YouTube, please subscribe so that you don't miss any of this, and follow the podcast on most places that you find your podcast. Keep in mind, I'm working on Apple, so please be patient with me, my Apple users, please. So let's get back to the story. So I'm like, okay, this is one of the things I wanted to change. And plus the full moon is coming. The full moon is in Aries. No, in Libra. So, and that's self-image. And like career, I think. And I don't know how to check my moonology diary. I'm telling you that moon. Oh, as another, I'm talking about that a lot on Instagram in my stories. So you guys don't want to miss that. If you're into astrology, if you're into zodiac stuff, all of that, check out my Instagram stories. I will be talking about that. But anyway, hold on. Why is the husband? Damn it. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. So he's texting. I just was messaging him, recording. Hello. So anyway, see, that's like another like chaotic. My brain is a freaking mess. It's like ADD. And I'm telling you, I am working on getting the Lemmy freaking focus or some kind of focus gummy. Dang it. Okay, so let's refocus. This is live on YouTube anyway. And I keep it live recording on the podcast. And this is real. This is probably, I don't know. Maybe I need to stop guessing myself. That's like another thing. Like that's another thing that I am releasing with this full moon is this. But I think that's just part of the emotions of going through a miscarriage and just like the ups and downs. Like, hello, my hormones are probably like chaotic. Plus, I'm on my period while I record this, and who knows if that's safe. But anyway, okay, so the last 3 months, I have missed some marks in content that I had kind of set up in the beginning of the year. And I told myself, okay, for these next 3 months, let me stay focused to the ideas that I had and whip them out, right? So Fyre Festival was the first one up to bat. Okay, so I've been working on it since yesterday, and I've been working on it since today. I wrote 12 pages from the Netflix freaking documentary, and I am not going to share them. Why? Because that is way too long, and I got triggered back to when I did the Salem witch trial episode for Hawthorne and Myatt. That took like an hour and a half episode, and that I'm not trying to make this be more than 45 minutes to an hour, maybe less. This episode might be less because of the weird funk I'm in, but this is me working through that funk. Okay, I had a month to kind of heal, kind of rest, kind of be chill with the miscarriage. I did do Scandival. I did do one episode for What the Fuck podcast. I did go and do a personal video just about the miscarriage. So go to YouTube. Like I said, you'll see me talk about that, all the details that I share there. But I'm like, no, April, I need to put my big girl panties on. I need to push through this. I need to get into my schedule. I need to go wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Like the podcast needs to be at least once a week, a personal story once a week on the YouTube channel, posting my little shorts, reels, whatever you want to call them, and just keep pushing pop culture and all that jazz. I'm like, I gotta do that because if I want this pop culture voice, if I want to be part of the community and be kind of loud in it, what do I gotta do? I gotta post more content. And so that was another thing. On Saturday, I had this weird, like, feeling that I don't know if I didn't feel like I knew what I was doing here on social media, or I was getting too into it, or I just needed to hear more about how YouTube worked. I went down a rabbit hole on like those tutorials and all just like educational stuff for YouTube. And I definitely am a big fan of Think Media and Sean Canal. I am definitely going through their free challenges just because it's like, you never know. You might hear something like that's something I freaking picked up from MLM. And from network marketing was these little like trainings. I don't do it as much as I did last because I was like freaking addicted to it. But every once in a while in this new journey that I'm doing, but here's the thing, they never talk about pop culture. So now I have to figure out my voice, figure out my way, figure out my brand. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trusting the universe in the process. I'm trusting God. So that's kind of another part of the brand is if you see on YouTube and even on the podcast, the background of my images now are going to be this little like purple blue galaxy vibe, right? So because to be a little more personal, my husband and it was the end of the month, and my husband and I have been kind of like on edge, and he's been stressed out and stuff. And I looked at him and I said, "Dude, let go of the stress." And he goes, "Why?" And I said, "Honey, if you're stressed out, how is God going to do his job, or or the universe? And he's like, oh, I had to remind him. And I have to remind myself, because there's times where he gets mad that I don't show stress. And in my head, trust me, it is like a freaking chaotic situation, just like it was up until a few minutes ago, actually. Like, I was very nervous to be on camera. I was very nervous because I took so long in March to heal and to just rest and to just be and just kind of figure out what to do. Or hello, I thought I was going to have a baby this year. So I had a different mindset, a different plan, a different content direction, you could say. And then it switched. And so I was just like, this is just way too chaotic. So I'm just going to slow down this month. April, I'm picking up pace. Like I said, I mentioned up the pace that I want to stay committed to. So I think it's doable. I think it's doable. This week is going to be tough because of, I'm so sorry about this. Hold on, let me get a drink. Oh, sorry, there was a tickle, and I don't know why I kept talking instead of just taking a freaking drink. Hello, that is Sarah for you. So anyway, we are and if everyone knows I don't mind talking on camera. I don't mind talking out loud and like speaking and all of that. I don't mind it. But I have to say, when I get into like a funk of not recording for a while, even though I might record on my stories on a daily, like that's a little bit different, but like something as in this kind of atmosphere, like recording a podcast and recording an episode on the YouTube channel, it is very much for me. It was like stage fright, and it's like, okay, I kept feeling I just have to go. Today I have to record. Today I have to record, because I told myself beginning of April that it was going to change, that this is the direction I'm going in. And if I don't do it, right? So I go and start watching the Fyre Festival documentary and all of that. And I noticed how much notes I was taking, and I was getting overwhelmed. Like, how am I going to give them the highlights? How am I going to do this? My brain was going crazy. And then I started feeling like the imposter syndrome was coming in. I was like, holy smoly, what the WTF? What the fuck? Right? And literally about an hour before I came on here and recorded, I was watching a documentary. I still haven't finished it. I'm like maybe 30 minutes away from being finished on that documentary. And I went and just looked at myself, and I'm like, I looked at my notes and I said, this is like 12 pages. Like, what the fuck am I doing? There's no way that I could regurgitate this. I could just tell people to go watch the documentary. Like, if you have Hulu, there's a documentary there. If you have Netflix, there's a documentary there. I'm sure you could find stuff here on YouTube about it, online about it, all the things. So I was like, I need to get out of my head. And I know it's because I haven't really been in this kind of mindset to be committed to content in this way. And plus, this is still new to me. Like, I'm still kind of coming out of MLM. I still get kind of triggered from stuff like that right now. Like, I'm trying to figure it out. And it's very overwhelming, damn it. Okay. But I just wanted to be authentic. I wanted to show you when I wasn't okay. And I don't know if you guys have been seeing the progression of this actual episode. I feel it in my soul. I feel it in my body. I feel it in my energy. I feel it in my voice right now, that how I started to where I'm at now. I was a nervous Nelly. And now I'm like, okay, I'm in a flow. I'm good. Right? So just do it. whatever you're like, if you are like me and you have to take a rest and you were burnt out before or whatever the situation is, and you have to take a break, then you have to come back and you feel nervous, just push through and just get into your flow, because if you keep pushing it back, you're never going to find your flow. And that's the mom hack of this episode, is you have to push through when you're in that funk. And I know it's tough, especially during your period. So I don't know about you, but I get these funks, especially around my period. It's like one of those signs. And like I've gotten better in the last year or so about managing it. But this one was really hard to manage. And I think it had every right to be dramatic. And is this cycle dramatic, y'all? And it's funny, I don't even feel a lot of physical pain, which is really interesting. So, yeah. And another thing that I changed in April was the time I woke up. Because one of the things that I had set in motion in the beginning of the year, that before I found out I was pregnant, was yoga and meditation in the morning. And I was supposed to wake up at 5 a.m. And then when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, I'll sleep until 6 a.m. That's okay. I'm not going to do yoga, whatever. Right. And then as I was healing, I'm like, you know what? That is a promise I made to myself. I'm not going to say resolution, because that's lame. You do, as soon as you say that word, as soon as you like put that stamp on something in the beginning of the year, it's like it ain't gonna happen. So I told myself it's like a promise, like a commitment. And that's one of the commitments I had made. And so I'm picking it up April 3rd. And I did it today. I got it done. Meditation was very hard for 10 minutes. I'm not gonna lie to you. But that's another muscle that's gonna have to build. And I know I just have to keep doing it. So that's where, like, that's another thing. Like, it's like I was stuck. I was feeling stuck. I was feeling stuck in the mud. So I had to like kind of gear something. And like that is something that I learned from Reiki, from Mystique Awakening. She had posted a reel last week or this weekend, and she goes, if you ever feel stuck, sometimes you have to get up, dance, do like a lot of jerking motion in your body to break up the stagnant like little energy pockets that are in your body that could affect your brain. So that was another inspiration to go and jump in. Like, you know what? Yeah, I just have to jump in and record. I just have to post. I just have to do this. And this is what's going to happen. So that's what I'm doing. Ooh. Oh, and I hear AJ. Thank God my mom's here. So anyway, so going back to how's the Fyre Festival all in this? Okay, I'm getting there. So yeah, I'm doing all of that. I get to about the 30-minute left mark, and I go, you know what? Let's just see what happens. So I go and I Google him, and this is how, oh God, no. What did I do to myself? Wait. I should have checked that before I came on here. Or is it here? I thought I had it all set up. Okay, here it is. I'm so sorry. I'm so freaking sorry. Okay, so I ended up going to Google and just saying, hey, like music Fyre Festival. For those who don't know what Fyre Festival was, it was supposed to be this epic freaking thing back in 2016. This guy, Billy McFarland, decided he was like a mogul of some kind. He had some kind of money, whatever. He was like after watching this, he very much reminded me of Annie Delvey. But Annie Delvey was a little bit more badass than this guy. This guy did not put people in danger. Okay, so long story short, this guy somehow hooks up with Ja Rule. Yes, Ja Rule, the rapper, from like, hello, yeah, that is another weirdo thing going on. All right, so this guy, those two get together and they come up with this website that it is going to be where people can go and book celebrities more easily. Like the booking of them would be a lot more easier. That's what this website was. And then the way that they were going to promote that was go and make some kind of music festival. So what happens is Billy goes and somehow gets Escobar's freaking island. Yes, Escobar's island. And buys it and tries to build this music festival. And they start, and here's the thing. When he bought it, Escobar's people said, you are not allowed to use Escobar's name. Please do not use his name when you are talking about this island. And what happens? Billy is stupid and does it anyway, and he loses the island. Okay? And there's more to this. You definitely have to watch the documentary if this is anything intriguing. So fast forward, they get another island, and they they start building. And they literally build a month before the festival is supposed to happen. And they get these people to buy these tickets that are like $3,000. And it's like packages that are up to like $25,000. They wanted you to buy planes, and you had to put everything on your like Fyre band. That was like going to be your wallet. And they had promised you luxury situations, and it was supposed to be, it was intense how they promoted this. They even used freaking like models like Kendall Jenner, Hailey Bieber, Emirata. They used Bella Hadid. You get the idea. So all these models were already, they went on a promo shoot. They were going and advertising the Fyre Festival, right? And it was this big deal. So people were definitely buying in. They were getting hyped up. It was getting big, yada, yada, yada. But behind the freaking scenes, what is happening? A shit show. A literal shit show. They, at one point, a guy, if you've seen the documentary or you've seen anything, you know this guy, Andy, who had to, one moment where they were trying to get 18 reeler carts of water delivered to the island so no one gets dehydrated and dies. You just have to see, you just have to see the documentary. I'm not going to say that part. It's intense. And, so once the attendees get there, they realize it's a shit show. All right. It's a literal shit show. It's hard to get back. You'll see it all in the documentary. It is nuts. Right. And so you're thinking, okay, what will happen to this guy? Right. Oh, yeah. And by the way, I just want to say, here's another thing of me being a hot mess. I wrote Fyre Festival like 5 years. Like that was like the anniversary on today on my calendar. But guess what? It wasn't supposed to happen until April 28th through the 30th. And then there was going to be like a second dose of it, like sometime in May. So you know what? I'm like, what the hell? But I'm like, you know what? I've already put all this work in. I've already done all this research and wrote everything. And this was already the direction I was going in. I'm like, I'm just going to flip it and just show my authentic self. I'm just going to show me being a hot mess. This is just me healing from a miscarriage. This is just like life as we know it at this moment. And just wanted to encourage people to just keep pushing through. If there is something you're trying to build and you are a mom, even if you're a working mom, if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you are if you got a lot going on, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to like slow down. But if you really, really, really want to catch that dream, if you really want to see that dream come to life, you have to keep pushing through. You have to keep putting in the action, because you can't just sit there and keep praying about it. You can't keep praying about it to happen, and then you're sitting on the couch just sitting there waiting for it to happen. You got to do it. This is me doing it. This is me showing you got to get up, you got to go, you got to choose to be happy. You just keep moving. Moving forward will help you fight these funks, will help you fight the depression, will help you fight the craziness that goes on. So keep going. If you're low and you are like, oh, brother, I hope not. So I'm going to have to probably wrap this up. So yeah, that's craziness. So I'm going to wrap it up here with, I'm going to tell you. So the attendees did disputes went, yeah, that's nothing. The attendees went and posted viral things, and McFarland actually went to jail for 6 years in 2008. And then where's the other? I had another thing. But yeah, so and he does owe $26 million. That is how much money he made off of everybody, was $26 million. That's how much he was supposed to make if this was a success. But no, it was a shit show. And he now owes $26 million to all the attendees that suffered. And no one died, thank God. No one died. But it's April, and Fyre Festival is supposed to happen this year. And that was another thing. It was supposed to happen on the island same time every year for 5 years. So this would have been the last year of Fyre Festival if it was a success. How about that? And here's another thing I want to ask you. When you are watching the documentary, or if you've seen the documentary, and if you have watched up until this point, I want to ask you, do you think this guy was delusional or a con artist? Because I have like this real issue of like, was he a con artist, or was he just delusional and just thinking everything was just going to work out, that everything was just going to be okay, you know? But at the same time, I'm like, no, this is too big. He had to be a con artist. Because he didn't care. He would go and promise villas that didn't exist for them to even physically be in if they were to buy that package. Yeah, that was the thing. They're going to buy a package. They get to stay in a villa, see a show. They get backstage passes, free food, yada yada. It was insane. And then when it got closer to the event, they even told people that they had to go and load their Fyre band on they were going to have like a wristband, and that was going to be their wallet, like I said earlier. And they said, people were already starting off with putting $3,000. That is how they wanted you to get your money. They were like, just load it. Some people hadn't loaded it yet because they were asking for so much. They go, wait, the tickets for this were already so much. Why do we have to put more money in if this is what was promised in the packages online? And then even on social media, a lot of people were like, hey, where's our information about our flights? Can we show us the contamination? If only they knew at that moment. But like, show us the campsite, yada yada, because they stopped posting about it and just went back to their old content that they had created with the models like 6 months before, 5 months before, I don't know. So it was a literal shit show. And that was, if that didn't happen and it was a success, this would have been the last year. That is insane. But on that note, I just wanted to thank everyone for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for the views. Thank you for the views. That makes me sound so artificial. My Lord. But like I said, I've been going through it. My emotions have been up and down. I feel awkward. I feel like I have the imposter syndrome. And the only way I know to shake all of that is to show up and just stick to the commitments I had stuck in the beginning of the year, plus the new commitments that I have switched up for April. That's including waking up at 5 and doing yoga and all of that, and journaling before anyone really wakes up and the house is quiet, and I could just really, I might give up meditation slot, the time slot for meditation at 5:30 for journaling. Oh yeah, that's what we do. Okay, well, yeah. I'm telling you, miracle mornings are a genius for stay-at-home moms. Yeah, it's a bitch. It's a bitch, even when you're tired and you want to sleep. And that's why it's important to have a healthy bedtime. You don't want to stay up super late at night. You don't, because that's going to mess you up, and you don't want to be sitting there hitting the bottle, all of that. Trust me, I know. I used to drink too much wine and then wake up with the worst hangover. That is why cannabis is literally the name of the game. All right, name of the cannabis is your friend. Just use it properly. Microdosing is a really good thing for beginners. If you've been nervous, microdose. And it's just, you could take one little puff, or you could take one little bite of an edible and wait and see how you feel, and then you could just build up your tolerance if you want to, be up here with the pros. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up because it is spring break. William is home. He is getting potty trained. And a few minutes ago, it did sound like he was going to come in here. So, you know what? Before that happens, let's wrap this up. And happy anniversary to Fyre Festival. And thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.